Hi, it's Brian Brackens from the Air Force Lifecycle Management Center's Public Affairs Office. In this leadership log, we are speaking with Lieutenant Colonel Meg Young. She was recently named the Air Force Lifecycle Management Center's Field Grade Officer of the Year and currently works in our Air Force Security Assistance and Cooperation Directorate.
Foreign military sales is partnership building, international relationship building effort. Once we ensure our neighbors, partners, allies are secure and able to defend themselves, we can also ensure that U.S. can have allies, partners in defense of our nation as well.
In this episode, we'll talk about her career and her work at AFSAC and how it supports the Air Force Lifecycle Management Center's mission to acquire and support war-winning capabilities. So first, if you don't mind, just get started by introducing yourself, and then just walk us through how you came to join the Air Force and how you got to your current career today.
Okay, well, I guess again, thank you for having me. I guess I'll start from the beginning. It's you seem to have read some stuff on me. So I was born and raised in Mongolia. Um, hope pretty much everybody now knows where that is, right? Between Russia and China. So uh, quite a long time ago, trying not to age myself, but I grew up in the communist system, so world was very different then. But after the communism fell apart, I decided to immigrate to U.S. Actually, I came to the U.S. as a student first. Um, and shortly after I came to the U.S., I was contacted by the Department of Defense, especially PACOM office, to inquire if I would be willing to translate and work as a linguist for them, as the Mongolian Minister of Defense was coming to the U.S. for the first time. So that was an interesting opportunity, and I did not know anything about military, not just the US military, but Mongolian military as well. So that was an interesting introduction to learn about that part of the world, I guess. But I was very, very blessed that they contacted me early enough that I had time to get some sort of a fire hose training, if you will, just to figure out what the uh, military ranks are, even because I didn't even know any of that, right? So that was interesting. And it's just not just the Air Force, but all different branches I'm talking about. So that was pretty good. And I worked in that capacity for some time and worked with translation of documents as well as uh, synchronized interpretive services for the Indo-PACOM and Asia Pacific Center for Security Studies is now it's called. So working closely with all branches of the military at the very high level, right? Because the PACOM commander, PACAF commander, and whatnot, and staff officers to junior enlisted. I very quickly realized, this would be a really cool dream to accomplish, to join and wear the uniform. But at that time, I wasn't U.S. citizen yet, so that's another hurdle to pass, right? So but after my graduation from a university in Hawaii, and I was working in a real estate business for a while, and during that time, I was able to get my citizenship, and that dream turned into, hey, it can be a goal now, right? It's not just a dream anymore. So and actually, we were just talking about the recruiting service here. I had a very amazing recruiter in Hawaii who helped me and who was very honest, very efficient, and helped me out, and that I was able to join because I had an business and engineering degree. She was very honest with me and said, hey, most likely you will end up in the acquisition world. And I did. I mean, I just wanted to join, so I didn't. It didn't really matter to me, I guess, what AFSC I was picked for, as long as I could contribute and do something cool. And I have served in the acquisition world for a bit, and then with my language skills and my cultural background, I guess I was chosen for foreign area officer job. So currently, my primary AFSC is FAO or foreign area officer, and my duty AFSC currently is 63 Alpha or acquisition. Yes, and I have been in the Air Force now 14 years, and currently I'm working as the Director of Operations at the Air Force Security Assistance and Cooperation Directorate.
So, how many languages do you speak?
Okay, let's just say Air Force pays me for 2 languages besides English, of course, Russian and Mongolian.
Wow, that's
Yeah,
cool.
Mongolian is my native language, like I said, and Russian, I sort of kind of grew up speaking it, but it's kind of unfortunate that once I moved to the US, I thought, well, I will never use it again because, Soviet Union doesn't exist anymore, right? Why would I need Russian? And I kind of neglected that and forgotten a lot of it. But as when I got selected for foreign area officer as a Russian speaking, I kind of had to refresh that and pick it up again. It has been interesting.
Yep, sure. So,
Hmm.
so it sounds like, your language skills have really served you well, especially in the field. Notice you did some language transition or translation work while you were in Afghanistan. Yeah, can you talk a bit about that?
Oh yes, I have deployed to Afghanistan twice, and both times I was very fortunate and blessed to cross paths with Mongolian soldiers who were working the perimeter security at U.S. and NATO bases. So, and of course, fortunately, I happened to be at the right time in the right place. Right, there's always that perk. Uh, and I was able to translate at some NATO level meetings with Mongolian contingency and NATO leadership. And then also when I traveled, especially on my first tour, when I traveled around the country of Afghanistan as a Afghanistan transition team advisor, um, and I didn't have an interpreter for a time, and my diary was very minimal. I could pretty much talk a little bit, and that was it. So I couldn't really get into that negotiation and communication skills. So uh, fortunately, my Russian skills came in handy. The Afghan police team leader that I was working with spoke Russian, and he was actually educated in Kiev. So when we had a shortage of interpreters, he was able to step in and help me out as Afghan team lead as well as the my translator, I guess, if you will. So I was able to speak Russian, and he translated from Russian to Dari and back and forth. So that was an interesting meeting.
It
And then,
is.
yeah, if I had other Americans with me, of course, I had to turn around and translate from Russian to English for them. So it was quite a few
That
languages
sounds so
going on.
hard. That
Well,
that sounds very confusing.
it takes some patience. And I will have to admit, I have turned to the wrong person and spoken the wrong language, if you know what I mean. Because, there's two people sitting on my two sides, and then I would turn to the one and then start speaking some other language that that person doesn't understand. So it was an interesting, some getting used to, I guess.
Is it is it hard for you to pick up a language? Like, say if you wanted to learn a new language, I don't know, Italian or something, how long do you think it would take you?
Oh, I don't know. I wouldn't want to make any assumptions, but I feel like I have been blessed with ability to learn language and hear sounds and actually be able to imitate them. Um, I learned English as an adult, and I feel like I'm still learning, but I have worked hard to get rid of the very um, strong accent. If you know, I have tried hard anyways, and I still have an accent. People still say, but they cannot quite decipher where that accent comes from, which is success, is how I see it. So I'm hoping that if I were to pick up, like you said, Italian or whatever the language it is, I should be able to pick it up fairly well as long as I can speak that language or practice that language daily, is kind of my hope.
Okay. So let's talk a little bit about your current job. So what do you do day to day? What is your mission entail?
Okay, so my title is Director of Operations for the Europe and NATO branch. So It's how I see it is a fancy name for take care of all my people in my branch and just catch all of tasks and duties that come that doesn't fit into any box or bracket. So um, one day I might be, getting everything together for an all call and making sure everything is set for a morale event. And then next day I could be working some crazy urgent task for Ukraine or whatnot, right? So it just kind of fluctuates from day to day. But how I see it is, hey, when the U.S. Air Force is, intimately involved in foreign military sales with our partner nations, I work in any capacity I can to keep that wheels turning.
Yeah. So, why is foreign military sales important?
Well, okay, let's look at it from both sides, right? From our side, um, uh, foreign military sales is not the sales aspect of it. It's a uh, partnership building aspect of it. We have to see international relationship building effort, right? And then once we ensure our neighbors, partners, allies are secure and able to defend themselves, we can also ensure that U.S. can have allies, partners in defense of our nation as well. So it has a strategic impact in that aspect from U.S. perspective. But then let's flip that around and look at the foreign partners' perspective, right? Why do they want to use foreign military sales effort from the US side and not just go buy what they need? So let me give you a quick example that everybody probably can relate to. Everybody probably bought a laptop at one point or another, right? So
Yes.
let's say our favorite country, everybody knows if you have gone to DAU course, Bandaria, right? So if you know Bandaria and the Bandarian country wants to buy 100 laptops from somewhere. So they could potentially go to Amazon and buy it real quick. And it would be really quick delivery as well, right? Fast delivery and efficient service. However, that's it. Once that's delivered, their involvement is done. But US side, what we provide is something called total package approach. So from the beginning to end, we will provide all support. In a sense, let's say you order a laptop, we will make sure it's delivered. We will give you timelines and we will give you exact specifications you want, not just, pre-produced laptop. So whatever software, what you need, and then we will not only provide the service personnel you have, training for them, as well as manuals and equipment they need to support that IT support, right? And then also if you have any other accessories that you need to plug into CD players, mouse, keyboard, multiple screens, or whatever it may be, we will provide that support. So that's total package approach. So it might be slightly costlier and slightly less um, longer time than Amazon, but there's a lot more support involved in it. And I'm just giving an example, it's a laptop, but when you're talking about, let's say F-16, right? And then hangars that needs for the maintenance, hangars that needs to put the planes in and everything else, think of it, the contract itself we draw up with our partner nation becomes thousands of items,
Okay.
right? So that is a
Yeah.
quite comprehensive contract we draw up for with our partner nations with the support of SAFIA, DSCA, and of course our program offices within the LCMC.
Okay, so we're not just delivering the aircraft, but we have to think about the items that support the aircraft to include hangars
Exactly.
and
Yeah,
security and
include
all that.
and the trainings as well, the training, the
Yeah.
pilots, the maintainers, and all that. And then, like you said, if we uh we flip it back around and talk about the US side and we do a joint exercises, let's say since I work with Europe, our people F-16 pilots are in Europe doing a training, and if they were to hop onto their F-16 and their maintainers go talk to them, they will have that pilot to pilot, maintainer to maintainer, same language because we have provided that total package approach deal, we are interoperable. We can collaborate a lot easier in that operational level. And I think that is a win-win for both nations, and in that matter for the nations surrounding those countries as well.
Cool. So you're an acquisitions officer by trade. Has
Mhm.
that career field been pretty rewarding so far?
Oh, yes, it has. I mean, I have learned a ton. I mean, um, to be honest, when I first heard from my recruiter, hey, most likely you will be a great fit for acquisition, I'm like, what is acquisition, right? So it has been very rewarding. I have learned a lot. And I mean, yeah, the work can be sometimes mundane, for lack of better words, that you seem to do same thing over and over, but you don't see the results because some of the contracts take multiple years, sometimes even decades, right? So we would be in one office for 3 years and move on. So we don't necessarily see the end results sometimes, especially in the traditional program offices. However, when you think of it in the bigger picture, what you have learned. And for me, the biggest reward is the team I get to work with, because in the acquisition world, especially, you don't work by yourself. You cannot get everything done on your own. You need a engineer, the contracting officer, the finance officer, logistics, all that, right? And you work as a team. And I have been very fortunate that I had throughout my career great team members wherever I have been to. So I think that's the coolest part of the job, is that you get to meet all these people, not just acquisition officers, not just other acquisition professionals, military or civilian. You get to meet all kinds of people with all kinds of different professions and capabilities and expertise, right? So
Yeah,
that has been the best part, I think.
that's awesome. So congratulations. I know you were recently recognized as being the Field Grade Officer of the Year.
The Field Grade Officer Award winner is Lieutenant Colonel Meg Young, AFSAC.
Major Meg Young distinguished herself as Director of Operations for AFSAC Directorate, Air Force Lifecycle Management Center, Bypass Air Force Base, Ohio, from 1 January 2020 to 31 December 2023. During this time, Major Young coordinated foreign military sales programs for a 72-person branch.
And I also recently promoted to Lieutenant Colonel. So
Thank you.
that's huge.
It
Yeah.
is. It is very humbling, very scary. Yeah. So let's talk about the field grade officer first, because like I said, it's a team effort, right? I mean, the write-up might have had my name, but it is a team effort. All those bullets, narratives that's in there, I did not accomplish them on my own. So that is kind of, the point, right? I could not and did not accomplish any of those on my own, and it's a team effort. And I'm grateful and humbled that my team um, pushed that, award right up through, and our team graded an amazing job through the year. So I got to be recognized for it. So that was pretty cool.
Yeah. So what advice do you have for other airmen who are interested in maybe a similar career path?
Well, first, I don't know what kind of advice I have. If you want to follow traditional acquisition path, I haven't done anything really traditional. If you look up my surf or my bio, it is very interesting and very kind of all over the map, if you will. But like I said, I had fun doing it, and I had a lot of fun getting to know my team and learning from my team. So what I would say for all airmen, military or civilian, succeed, do your best at what you do. What are you doing right now, right? It's your job currently. And take care of your airmen, other, airmen, your teammates, your peers, your subordinates, and your leaders, right? Make your boss look good. And then the rest will take care of itself, right?
Yeah.
Hmm.
So going back to your earlier career, you mentioned that you left Mongolia
Hmm.
just to, I guess, to branch off, maybe start a new life.
Hmm.
Like, was that were you nervous? Like, was that risky? Like, were you afraid that you might fail? Like, because for me, that just seems like it's such a huge change. So
No,
how do you
yeah,
manage that?
I agree with you. If I were to make that same decision, I don't think I can today because I don't think I'm brave enough today. But evidently, at that time, 20 something odd years ago, I was either too brave to realize, what should be afraid of, or just, I guess, had somewhat naive that didn't think, and probably I was fairly optimistic too, thought, hey, it will work out. And fortunately it did. But there were some crazy moments. I mean, it's might sound anecdotal, but I have been trying to learn some English before I came, but I wasn't speaking it every day, so it was kind of difficult. But once I came to Hawaii and landed at the Honolulu airport, and everybody's telling me aloha, I'm like, that is not English greeting. Am I even in America? So yeah, there were some moments that I was fairly scared, but hey, like I said, I was naive and optimistic and willing to make it work, and it worked. So yeah.
So it sounds like your different work experience before the Air Force has served you well in your current job.
I think it has because traditional acquisition is fairly, hey, this is the regulation, this is how you follow it, this is how we have done it always kind of attitude, which is not necessarily wrong because there's things and policies and regulations in place for a reason. However, sometimes it takes a bit, to shake things up, I guess, for the lack of better words, right? To see it from a different perspective, think outside the box, whatever the cliche words might be. And having that non-traditional career or doing some different things. And also, I have been fortunate enough to see things from a lot more strategic level than my rank, because I worked as an exec, I worked at the PEG, I worked at CAG, and working with the general officers, PEOs directly day to day has helped me to see things in a different perspective, right? Because as a captain or as a major or even as a lieutenant colonel, you are given a task, you given a duty, and you have suspenses, and you have to do those things, and you have to provide a briefing at the appropriate level, and that's kind of it. But when you're working with 2 stars, 3 stars, you kind of see what they are trying to achieve from much different perspective, and I think that has helped me a lot to kind of get out of my own head, if you will, and see things. Okay, this is what they want, this is what is being briefed at that level, so this is what, how I need to kind of cater, if you will, my briefing and my thought process, not my job, what I'm doing in the acquisition world, but how I'm presenting it. And I think that has helped not just myself, but my team as well.
Mel, are you able to visit Mongolia much?
Um, well, I mean, I do and I can, but it's kind of a long, crazy flight. So I try to bring my family members wherever I'm stationed at, so they can see different parts of America. Because I mean, however cliche it sounds, a lot of foreigners know America is either New York or LA because that's all they see on TV, right? So
Yeah.
middle part of the country, especially Ohio, was a shocker for my 2 sisters who came to visit when I got promoted to lieutenant colonel. They were at my promotion, and they were fairly shocked Ohio even existed. So yeah, so it is different, yeah. But yeah, I do try to go visit home.
So if you bring your family over to I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, yeah,
I'm sorry, go ahead, Mel.
yeah, I will try to go visit home soon. Actually, this year is my plan.
Okay.
Hmm.
So when you brought your family to the Dayton area, like where did you take them?
Well, of course, the museum is a big deal, right? And so they enjoyed that, and they came over for Christmas break. So we kind of just hung out at home and, kind of celebrated some Christmas stuff. We visited a few other places that had Christmas trees, like the Green, and I can't remember a few other places, the malls or whatever not, and some churches and whatnot that had some Christmas activities going on, concerts and whatnot, so they could see and experience what Christmas is like, because Mongolia is not traditionally a Christian country. So that was also something different. So not necessarily Ohio specific, but America specific sort of activities.
Okay, awesome. So just to close out the conversation, what is the big takeaway that you want folks to know about what you do, and just what you do, and not only your work, but the work of the Air Force Security Assistance and Cooperation Directorate?
Well, I think every program office or most program offices should have a foreign military sales office associated with them, and security cooperation is essential for our national security and for the Air Force, of course. And the AFSAC, or Air Force Security Assistance and Cooperation Directorate, is the forefront of that foreign military sales, contacting with the security cooperation offices in country and the foreign liaison officers that are stationed here at RIPAT and elsewhere, right? So I would just want the LCMC team in general, especially those who work with the foreign military sales, know that, hey, we have a country team here for you at AFSAC. Get to know them personally, individually, come visit our offices anytime. And we are in a relationship building business, right?
Yeah.
We're providing foreign military sales to our partner nations, but we are not making profit out of it. But we are building that relationship, and we are ensuring that we are interoperable and we can collaborate when and if needed, right? So that's our purpose. So for that matter, we want to build relationships with our program offices as well. So I would recommend, hey, get to know your country team, because some country managers, country command managers, we call them CCMs, have multiple countries. However, she or he is not alone. There's at least 2 or 3 people in a team working that. So come meet the team, get to know them. And then when it comes time that, hey, whatever country you're working with calls you and asks you a question that you cannot answer, or you need AFSAC support, you already know who to reach out. So you already have that step covered, right? So I think that's the important part. Get to know them. And then, from AFSAC side, as well as from the program office side, take care of each other, get to know each other. And we are a team, right? One team. So that's, I think, very important part, that, hey, we work together.
Yep. I totally agree.
Mm-hmm.
So is there anything you would like to add, or anything I missed?
I don't know. It's been great working in the acquisition world, and like I said, I have transitioned to a foreign area officer world. So this summer, unfortunately, I'll be moving, and but I do hope that security cooperation officer, whatever job I do, I will still be able to keep in touch with my acquisition roots and use that. So hopefully that will be beneficial.
So you said you're transitioning to foreign area officer. Is that within
Yes.
DoD or Department of State?
Foreign area officer is an Air Force.
Okay.
Air Force specialty code or job, right? So foreign area officer job is kind of a niche job that starts. You have to be at least 7 years commissioned service. So I had started it then, and I went to Naval Postgrad School for my international affairs degree, and had one tour of a foreign area officer job with the Defense Threat Reduction Agency in Germany. And then I came back here to acquisition world, because at that time we used to do 3 on and 3 off, right? 3 years is a FAO and 3 years is an acquisition, and back and forth, because there was no full-time foreign area officers. But now they have allowed Air Force to have foreign area officers full-time. So I have transitioned for that. So this job at RIPAT will be, unfortunately, my very last acquisition job.
No.
Yeah.
Oh man, I'm sorry to hear that. Well, it's
I know,
great,
I'm kind
great for
of,
you, but
yeah,
go
well,
ahead.
I'm kind of, it's a bittersweet deal. I'm excited to do foreign area officer job, but also I'm kind of sad to be, leaving all my acquisition friends and buddies.
Well, ma'am, thank you so much. This has been great to meet you and talk to you about your career. Appreciate your time. Thank you.
Hey, thank you.